Good morning on a Monday morning. We are starting a brand new unit, and this unit is on it is the proportional ratios. In this unit, the students will know direct variation, the difference between a proportional and a non-proportional relationship. So make sure as we're talking about this that you pick up what's the difference between a proportional and a non-proportional relationship. You'll be skilled at representing and distinguishing between linear proportional and non-proportional situations through multiple representations, solving problems involving direct variation, identifying examples of proportional and non-proportional functions for mathematical and real-world problems. It's important that you look over the vocabulary, as you will need to know the vocabulary when I'm talking about it. So, y over x is the same throughout. This is going to be a huge concept this unit. Okay, if you can determine y over x is the same throughout, it's going to be proportional. If it's not throughout, it's not proportional. Okay, direct variation is a special type of proportional relationship that can be written in the form y equals kx, where k is called the constant of variation. You have been calling this k m. Not a problem. Same thing. Calculate the slope. If the slope is there and there's no add or subtract after it, then that's a direct variation. Varies directly. Direct variation and varies directly. It means the same thing. It means that when x increases, y increases by the same factor. In other words, y and x always have the same ratio, equals k, where k is a constant of variation. Same thing, direct variation varies directly, same definition. Y over x equals y over x is the equation that you should write every time you see the words varies directly or direct variation, and that's what you're basically going to do. Synonyms: direct variation, directly proportional, proportional, varies directly. All of these things are asking you to do the same task. Remember at the top, it's what do students need to know? One of them is to decide whether it was proportional or not proportional. And these are the things, these right here are the things that you're going to go through. Equation y equals kx. Line passes through the origin. Y-intercept of 0, 0. Slope of the line is k. And y over x equals y over x. Properties of a graph that is non-proportional, the equation, it'll have a plus number hanging out here. Line does not pass through the origin. There's a y-intercept of something other than 0. Y over x does not equal y over x. There is a phi. Unit rate represents the slope of a line as a ratio where x equals 1. For example, miles per hour is the phrase miles per 1 hour. Okay, here's the notes for 5-1. Specifically on ratio and proportions notes. A ratio is the quantitative relation between two amounts showing the number of times one volume contains or is contained with the other. For example, the ratio of men's jobs to women's is 8-1. This also is a fraction. A proportion is a part, share, or number considered in comparative relation to a whole. For example, the proportion of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere is rising. Your fractions, ratios, can be written in many ways and all mean the same thing. I can write it as a fraction. This is 3-4. I can say it in words, 3 cats to 4 dogs, or I can use this colon where it says 3:4. All of these are saying 3-4. For a data set to be a ratio, actually, that should be proportion. Let's scratch that out. That should be scratched out, and the word proportion should be there. Proportion. All values of y over x must be equal. In other words, all are fractions that can be simplified to the same fraction. If values are missing from a proportion, that should be proportion again, proportion, you can set up equations to find the missing value. Here I'm going to go over some examples. So I'm going to go over some examples. Okay, so we have a equation, and I'm going to remember it's y over x, so I'm going to go 4 over 1, that's 4, 8 over 2, that's 4, 16 over 4, that's 4. So my k, y equals kx, that says y equals 4x. So when I input 3, I get 12. So that is that is proportional, and that is finding a missing value. Okay, so here 18 over 2 equals 9. 36 over 4 equals 9. 126 over 14 equals 9. So I have 144 divided by x equals 9. Well, I can also, that's how the equation is set up. But if I did 18 divided by 9, I would get 2. If I did 36 divided by 9, I would get 4. And 126 divided by 9, I would get 14. So I'm going to take 144 and divide it by 9, and I'm going to get 144 divided by 9 goes once, with 54, which is 6, so this is 16. I'm going to stop there and do another video for the second part of this.